Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast.
What's up, pimp?
How you doing, bro?
Good. You got your Raider gear on, huh?
I finally got some Raider gear, bro. Let me hide it because I'm not able to talk because I'm a fucking Raider fan.
When's your pick again?
16.
Yeah,
16.
You could use a DB, no?
I think so. Are we 16?
I'll look it up.
12. I think we're 12. I fucking can't remember. Right now.
13 pick.
13. There
13.
You go. I was close. All right, yeah, 13.
You could use a corner.
Maybe.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Speaking of corners, cornerbacks today, Max.
Yeah, correct.
They clicked on this video for corners, okay?
Yeah.
And it's a great class. This fucking draft class is stacked in general, okay? Been having a lot of fun scouting this class. And today we do corners. What do you look for? I feel like with this year, with more of the all-22, I got to really watch these corners for the first time because it was hard to get all-22 in the past. We would scavenger to YouTube and try to get clips. And
who do I have to blow to get some film around here was basically what it came down to.
Shout out to Caddy Cut-Ups. All right. Shout out to the plug. Go ahead and check him out. He's on Twitter or X, should I call it now?
Does anyone really be like, yo, you got next?
I know, right? It just sounds
He's fucking lame.
Weird. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have, and join us for draft day. All right, cannot stop saying that. Meet us on draft day. We're gonna be doing all the first round reactions that night. Go ahead and join us, bro. It's gonna be a fun time. Fourth annual? What is it?
Third, I think.
Yeah, third annual live stream. Okay.
God,
Where was I?
I don't remember the first one.
Where was I?
Jesus.
God, I forgot where I was.
You just said watch the draft.
No, corners.
Yeah.
I struggle. I'm not the best at evaluating corners at times. So I'm not all that confident. What position group would you say that you're confident in watching? I feel like mine would be running back. I'm pretty confident with running back evaluations.
I think I'm pretty good at edge.
You are pretty good at edge.
I don't know.
You are. Edge is a pretty simple one too.
Oh, thanks.
No, it is though.
No, I think we're both pretty good on corners.
You think so?
I think we're both pretty good.
I feel like I'd be missing.
Who do you think you miss? Like, who's the biggest miss you've had?
Biggest miss I had. Well, especially with safeties.
You've missed some safeties, yeah. Safeties, yeah.
But we'll see.
What do you look for? What are you looking for?
I look for hips. I look for explosion off of, change of direction, breaking on the ball. Not really looking at tackling all that much.
Yeah, I know. It's an overrated aspect.
And can a guy play man coverage? Can he play zone coverage? What scheme is he in? Are they allowing him to play man coverage? Are they putting him in zone because he's a liability? Or are they putting him in zone because that's what they run?
Yeah.
So kind of goes hand in hand, but an exciting draft class to say the least for the corners.
I think there's a lot of corners in this draft class.
There is.
So all shapes, all sizes. You want your slot guy. But real quick, I'll answer what I like. I like corners that can really run, can really play man. I mean, you can find a lot of corners that can play zone, but the elite ones, the Jalen Ramseys of the world, L'Jarius Sneed, Trent McDuffie, no one on the Eagles because no one can play man.
Darius Slay once upon a time.
Jacques Jones on big games for some reason. You want a guy who can get in somebody's excuse my language, getting his shirt, getting his ass. You just want to make his life a living hell. And there's some corners in this draft that can do that. I've had some bad. I'm thinking about my corners. I've had some rough Clemson stuff. Where like Andrew Booth, fuck you. You broke my heart.
Andrew Booth.
Kahir Elam, that hurt. Sauce, that's a bad one.
So I scouted 18 players total for corners. And out of the 18...
Yeah, I got like 20.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 first rounders, which is a lot.
I would say I could see more guys going, but in my mind, there's really 4.
Yeah.
And I have like a top 10. And there's a guy who could be like, you could be like, oh, this guy, he's a slot corner. He could be a first round pick and like be an amazing slot corner. But it's like, oh, you're a slot corner. You're not going in the first round. You're going to like the third.
Right.
So we'll do our list.
Let's do the list.
You want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
I'll go first because I think you went first in the last video.
I think we go first every fucking video, but yeah.
All right. My list, Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo, Nate Wiggins, Clemson, Terrion Arnold, Bama, Kool Aid McKinstry, Alabama, and number 5, Cooper Dejean out of Iowa. Cornerback, motherfucker. White cornerback, to say the least.
Those don't exist. My list, if you're ready. Nate Wiggins, Quinyon Mitchell, Max Melton, 4, Kool Aid McKinstry, 5, DJ James.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I want to talk about Dejean, all right, because that's going to be the hot topic in this one. I think it's only right, though, to...
Let's start with the 1 and the 2. We haven't done that in a while.
Quinyon Mitchell, okay, out of Toledo. What a great prospect, first of all. 6 foot, 195 pounds, ran a 4.33 max. He's
That's pretty fast. He can't jump, though. No, he can't jump. You got 38-inch vertical. Sorry. Got a little short arms, little stubby arms.
So both of us have him as number 1 corner in the draft. And I think there's one word to describe him. He's a fucking dog. He is. I feel like he's violent. He is aggressive. He takes people's fucking lunch money. Honestly, I kind of regret not getting some Senior Bowl clips from him. But he's been amazing.
No, he's really good, man. I really was like, this guy from fucking Toledo's a first-round pick. Just like last year, the guy from Devin was from Illinois. Yeah, first-round pick. There's things about him I like more than Nate Wiggins. There's things about Nate Wiggins, obviously, I like more than Quinyon Mitchell. I mean, first of all, great height, great frame. 6 feet, 195. Nate Wiggins is 6'1", 173. I fucking don't love that. I'll tell you that. This guy, Quinyon, he's fast. He recovers. Gets on top of guys. This is the thing that he has that Nate Wiggins doesn't have. There's times he's beat. You're like, oh, he'll win late. He'll be like, oh, let me smack the ball out. Yeah. Now, I don't know how that's going to translate from, like, Mike Evans isn't going to drop the fucking ball. You're not going to break it. We're not going to rip the ball out of Mike Evans' hands. A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf. But in college, wow, he's quick. He's able to get in and out of breaks. He likes to tackle. I mean, that's just an added bonus. It's not something I really give too much shit about. But he doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, I'll go and tackle. Decent. I would say good ball skills. Not decent. Good ball skills. I don't like how much they play him off. I'm like, can you go get this fucker in some guy's shirts?
Yeah, because he can do it.
He really gets his head around. Like, there's a couple plays in all corners, like, you just lose track. You can't look at the ball. Yeah. But he's pretty good in that. It's good in zone. Yeah. When he did get beat, I will say, the quarterbacks he was playing couldn't take advantage of it. Not sure he can hang with the big receivers. That's my 2 things. But he is physical.
He's physical.
But I just think he's going to get overpowered. And that's pretty much every corner nowadays, though. Like, it's pretty hard not to at some point.
It was kind of like a boxer's mentality, bro. Because he took the will out of some receivers. Because they were just sick and tired of getting grabbed by this motherfucker.
Did you think he got overly grabby?
Yeah, most definitely. He got away with it because, number 1, he was in a lesser conference. So maybe the refs, maybe they're not that good.
I think it's college refs. I think there's a lot of guys who are grabby.
So that is the case, but I feel like he doesn't extend when he does it because his hands are super fucking strong. Because even from the film that I was watching, I had to do double takes because you can't really see him extending. But if you look closely, he's grabbing the motherfucker, and he is like, no, you're not gonna go there. You're not gonna go.
He'll talk to you. Who's your comp for him?
My comp for him was Jonathan Joseph. That's what I had.
He's a louder Stephon Gilmore.
I almost put Gilmore.
Really?
Yeah, but
he's
I'm pretty
not
sure I used Gilmore for someone else. No, I took that one off. Never
mind. There's really not much to hate on. Like, everything you're gonna say about him is nitpicky.
Also, to add, he tackles like a safety.
Yeah. No, I put they literally have that tackles like a safety.
Yeah.
I just don't. he didn't play as much man as I would have liked. And maybe, I mean, I don't think that's a him thing. That's just Toledo. And like, come on,
And
they're fucking Toledo.
One thing that answered the question about the small school stuff, like, he plays at Toledo. Who the fuck is he playing? Number one, he did play against Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison made an incredible fucking catch on him.
But good coverage.
It was great coverage.
Good coverage, yeah. It kind of reminded me of AJ Terrell and like Jamar Chase, where it's like, oh, he's covering him.
Right, and everyone brought up that game. Like, oh, fucking Jamar Chase fucking cooked him. And I'm just like, bro, like, look, are you seeing these fucking catches they're making? Yeah. So kind of the same deal with Marvin Harrison and Mitchell. But at the Senior Bowl, I feel like he answered a lot of those questions. He played against top guys, and especially in a class like this with the receivers, it's deep, okay, very deep, and he fucking dogged most of them pretty fucking well in man coverage, press.
I'm just worried in the NFL he might be a little grabby, and maybe, I mean, that's something he'll obviously have to adjust to. My number one corner, unless you got anything to add, or you hit it all. Where would you take him? I'd like 5 through what?
He doesn't get past the first round, of course, and I would say the 13 range.
Yeah, I would say Wiggins and him are in a class of their own. Yeah, and they're to me 5 and like 12.
You brought up the Raiders, and I wanted to save my excitement. I'm doing jumping jacks if Mitchell's on the board and we pick him.
Yeah, I bet they would love him. Yeah. For Wiggins, I'm gonna go to Wiggins if you don't mind. Is that cool?
Yeah.
This guy, he's tall. He's skinny, though. That's the one thing I really wasn't – I'm not crazy about it. But, I mean, I think he's going to get in the NFL weight room. They're going to be like, hey, you can't – maybe he lost a little. Maybe he slimmed down a little for the combine because he wanted to run that 4.2 fucking 8. Yeah. I mean, he's a lot faster than – I mean, he's not a lot faster. Him and Quinyon are so fucking fast. I think he's, like, faster. He's got, like, that little bit of extra. Mm-hmm. He got a good vertical. He's so fucking twitchy. He's quick and fast. But I think this guy's an outside corner. You don't really want him to play in the slot because he's big. He's the 6'1" guy. He's really fluid one. He's not stiff, really. He has a nice feel in zone. Clemson was like, hey, you're going to play man. You're going to play press. He's good in press. He recognizes. When he recognizes something, he'll shoot it. I mean, look, he's not the tackler. He doesn't like to tackle, whatever. We'll figure that out. Like when he'll bring a guy down. He'll chase some guys down. But he's not like going to go up there and try to just stick his head in. The one thing I didn't like about him is sometimes his head isn't in the best position. Like I thought Quinyon's head placement was better, but I had this guy stickier in coverage, and he did it against everybody. He had to go like I was worried about his physicality. Not really that worried. He played against Leggett, who was just a monster, and he was pretty fucking good. So the competition was really stiff with him. He played against Keon Coleman, Johnny Wilson, Leggett, all these fucking guys, and I was like, wow, this guy just wins. Like,
yeah. Look, he has wheels, obviously, like you said. To me, he always seems to be on the guy's hip. You know, he's not as, violent with his hands and crazy, like, grabby, like Mitchell, but his speed and his change of direction, and, like, he's an elite athlete. So he's able to fucking stick on anybody. He can guard fucking Xavier Worthy and probably keep up with him. That's how much of an athlete he is. He gets to the top speed very fast.
Sometimes he plays like off and he's like sitting on routes and like waiting to jump that
That's
shit.
where my con is.
Yeah, he's just I don't know if that's like a Clemson thing or that's just him just not being like the dog.
He's way too
He's
aggressive.
like smooth, and it's like, no, I want you to be in this guy's like face and ass and just like kind of show him like, no, dog, you don't fucking catch shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll give you a completion here and there.
You also said ball in the air, doesn't turn his head. I had that also.
But he has good ball skills when he sees the ball.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not Quinyon, but it's good.
But when he's trailing and the ball's in the air, he doesn't turn his head.
Yeah, that's a little bit. But I really like what I saw with Nate Wiggins.
Slightly slow to process sometimes in zone. I feel like his route recognition, like things behind him, things happening, like I don't feel like he's fast to process that. And that'll come. The one thing I hope with that doesn't turn into something big is maybe he's not like a film room guy. Maybe he doesn't watch a lot.
Well, and
he
said he was immature his first year, and this year he kind of bought in and did all the shit right. And
so he needs to get like his football IQ up
a little bit, yeah. And he has to put on some weight because he's too light right now.
Yeah, but I have him number 2 corner. You have him as number 2 also.
1. I have him 1.
Oh, 1. Sorry.
Splitting hairs.
What was the factor?
I think
of
he's going to
putting
be
him
better in coverage because of his raw traits and just like how big he is, and he's got like decent length. I know it's not as good as Quinyon's, but like you're splitting, you're splitting hairs with the two. It's 1A, 1B with me. I just like the speed and I like the height, and I think he's going to develop a little better. And I wasn't worried about the level of competition. Like this guy would against the best, or some of the best, I should say.
My pro comparison for Nate Wiggins was Dominique Rodgers.
Fuck
from
you. I have DRC
you got
too.
DRC. Yeah, it's DRC.
Skinny
man.
AJ Terrell.
Yeah, man. Nate Wiggins, first round pick. I have him kind of in the same range. I have him in the same tier as Quinyon Mitchell. I feel like it's just those two guys. All the rest of the guys that we're gonna talk about, I feel like they are in a different tier.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Who's your 3?
My 3.
Terrion Arnold.
Terion Arnold from Alabama. He's my number 3 guy.
We should definitely do I think we should do like we did with the safeties.
Yeah, we'll
Bama and Bama.
Yeah, both of the Bama guys. We'll throw in Kool Aid in there too. 6 foot, 189 pounds. This dude had 5 interceptions, 12 pass deflections. He just seems to get his hands on the ball, man. Tackles like a safety, and he has just the right amount of size, I feel like, to be the prototype, to be a good corner in the league. My pro comparison for him was Kyler Gordon. That's what I see.
And Kyle Fuller. This is what I didn't love about him, and he didn't make my top 5. He was close. He doesn't have elite speed. He didn't play a lot of man. I don't know if you know much about Nick Saban, but it seems like whenever he had really good corners, he played a lot of man.
Yeah.
He's gonna struggle. Like he can't really change directions quick. I love how well coached he is. I love him as a zone corner. Like if you played him in the Seattle scheme and let him play zone and let him have a great feel and let him shoot shit, he'll be good. I just don't trust him on an island. I don't trust him to play man against Malik Neighbors or Brian Thomas. They didn't do that a lot. They were like, hey, let's just play some zones because those guys were in a different world athletically. I think Kool Aid's a better athlete than Terrion. I think, what did Terrion run, like a 4.5?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Kool Aid and Terrion. Terrion is definitely the project guy. He has more to grow. I think
Kool Aid has more to grow than him.
I completely disagree. I feel like Kool Aid is a lot more natural, like coverage guy. He's way more like brought along than Arnold. Well, Arnold is raw as fuck to me. And
I think they're both so. I mean, I don't really feel like either of them are raw. I think they're both well coached. Like they recognize shit. They can shoot shit. I just don't think he has the ability to play good enough man to be a number 1 corner or even a number 2. Like he to me is just someone who he's scheme specific. He's more of a zone guy. I think Kool Aid can play man better than he can. And I think Kool Aid had like kind of left me like I watched last year and I was like, ooh. This year I was kind of like, eh.
You said about the LSU tape that you didn't like when he was on Malik Neighbors, Arnold. I thought he dogged fucking Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas struggled.
I mean, there were times I saw him open though. I was like, just throw him the fucking ball. But again, a lot of the times it wasn't really man. It was just like zone. He was bracketed. It was something like that. That's what I didn't love. And it's like, bro, if these guys so fucking good, why isn't he calling Neighbors every fucking play?
So where'd you have Arnold on 6? I think you're gonna regret that one. That's crazy.
I don't.
I feel like.
Sorry, 7. I had Lassiter 6.
Wow. You have him that low. Mm-hmm. So the man coverage just bothers you.
It really bothers me. I think you have to play man. Oh, guess what? I don't have Cooper Dejean even on this fucking position.
So Kool-Aid, where'd you have Kool-Aid?
4.
Okay, so I had him at 4 too. Let me throw up some Kool-Aid.
He ran a 4.45 with the Jones fracture. I mean, that's worrisome. Don't get it twisted. I think he's gonna have plenty enough speed. He's small frame, but he's nice length. Like he's got longish arms. He's quicker than he is fast, but I like the speed. I think he healthy. He's a 4.4, 4.3 type of guy. Mm-hmm. He's a menace in short routes. He fucking will press you. He'll get up in your face. He has a good play balance. You never really see him getting off balance or getting bullied. Now, he can get stacked on, and sometimes I think he lets himself get stacked on because he thinks he can run with certain guys, but he can't. and he can get pretty grabby. That's it.
Look,
one more thing. Doesn't really have the great ball skills.
His press shit is great.
He's got long arms. Yeah,
I feel like he's one of the most naturals as far as out of this tier.
What made you be like, I like Arnold more than him?
I like Arnold because I see a little bit more of a growth. Like, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel for him as a better player. Kool Aid right now, you plug him in, he's gonna be great. I think he has high football IQ. Yeah. He's a natural cover
That's what I'm saying with Bama. Like, they had him coached up where they saw the receiver screen, whoosh, shoot that shit.
Yeah.
Against LSU, against whoever the fuck Michigan, whoever they played, they shot that shit.
Yeah. The closing speed with him is great. The knockout balls. One guy that he did, I wouldn't even say struggled, but, he got a couple times, was the Texas game against A.D. Mitchell. He got a couple. There was one play where A.D. Mitchell caught him like on the sidelines, and it was just a great ball and great catch. But when he's off coverage, he'll struggle with a guy like that.
Yeah.
And he got for a touchdown. Another thing about Kool Aid is he is so solid to the point where he looks more to just bat the ball rather than make a play.
Yeah, I don't really like his ability.
He only had one interception, Max, his whole college career.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So that's something that that I struggled with.
Would you like him as a nickel? Or you don't think he's more outside?
I think he's outside.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah, he's a natural guy.
Who's your comp?
My comp to Kool-Aid was Trey White. I had Trey White.
But Trey White ain't no man corner. I have him as a Bradley Roby. Without the speed. Yeah. Yeah, I
don't know.
Why don't you like Bradley Roby?
I just feel like he's just way more better of a coverage guy than Bradley Roby.
Not coming out. You don't think about Bradley Roby when he fucking played in the NFL. But remember when Bradley Roby was in Denver, he got pretty nice. He was a good ass fucking corner.
Third corner.
But who played the outside? He did. That's what I'm saying. I liked it. And I think Kool-Aid can kind of be a good to I would say a good corner. I would never see him as a true number one. To me, he's 20 to 32. Mm-hmm. I like Max Melton more than I like Kool-Aid.
I hope that Arnold goes high
to the Raiders. I hope so too.
I hope he goes high and just fucking debunks that 7th spot for you. I
mean, if he does, I'm not gonna be mad at him.
But I like both of them. I do like the Bama guys. We're splitting hairs. I just feel like there's a little bit more growth in Arnold. He's not all the way there yet.
I think Arnold has more growth than I disagree, but I think he's a high second round guy.
Wow, that's all right. We're gonna see in about 2 years who's gonna be who. Mm-hmm. So Kool-Aid, Arnold out of the way.
Let's do my number 3, can we?
Yes.
Max Melton.
From Rutgers.
Where'd you have him?
5'11". I had Max Melton at 7.
Wow. Who was your 6? Lassiter?
My 6 was Lassiter from
Georgia.
Okay.
So can I start by asking you what you didn't like about Melton? Or you want me to just go into what I liked about him?
No, let's go into some of my notes that I had on Melton. Press man-to-man guy. He was fun to watch. I love watching man-to-man corners because rarely anyone plays man in college. When he gets his hands on you, good night. Like, that's where he's winning. But if he doesn't get his hands on you,
his technique needs to be fine-tuned.
It's like he's toast. He's done. And he's going to need a lot of work as a corner. I feel like he struggled with change of direction. He doesn't have good recovery speed.
I disagree. He ran a 4.39.
I feel like on the tape, it didn't show that. On the tape, he did not have recovery speed. That's how I felt. But that concerns me. I kind of look at him as a one-trick pony. Like, if he doesn't get his hands on you and he doesn't get a good press, he's done. He's toast. And I feel like guys in the NFL, guys in the NFL like that struggle. And you know who was a guy that struggled that I seen firsthand?
Carlos Rogers?
No, not Carlos Rogers. That's a pretty good one though.
That's
too.
my comp. Good Carlos. Namdi.
No, a guy that plays for the Raiders.
Of course.
He ran a 4.3.
Who the fuck?
My goodness, I can't believe
what era? Arnett?
No, right now. No, he plays for the Raiders right now.
Rock Ya-Sin?
No. Oh my God. All right, I just looked up the Raiders roster. Jacorian Bennett. That's who I'm talking about. He ran a 4.3. He's a press guy, and he fucking struggled right away. Because in the NFL, Max, when it goes to the next level, guys have way more change of releases. In college, that is not the case.
No, I agree. That's where my big con is. He needs to fine tune his release. But what I saw, he's sticky in coverage, really good at man. He's physical. He can borderline on. I mean, let me rephrase. He's grabby. He can be grabby at times. Sometimes he gets caught with his eyes in the back. But these are things I think we just need some coaching, and we're going to be fine with them. He's really fast. He has good recovery speed. That's what I didn't understand what you said. Like, he's 4.39. He gets back into it. He's got the length. He can stick his foot in the ground and just go. He's like, okay, this guy's going left. Bam. I didn't see that on film. Maybe we got to rewatch it together and figure out what's going on. I love this fucking guy. I love corners that'll get in your face and press and make you regret getting up close. Like this guy to me was Carlos Rogers when he was good. Not the Raiders lost Carlos Rogers. And I think his technique leads to him getting beat on some short routes like drags. He does like the way he plays. It's like, oh, I'll just give him the whole fucking middle of the field to play. And I'm like, that's a coaching thing. That's a college thing. I think the raw tools are there for this guy to succeed in the NFL.
I thought he got bullied on jump balls too.
He is a little small and slender, but I think we're going to work on that.
Yeah. Just to say, in my notes, I would 100% take a chance on this guy in the second round.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would think this guy's a late first, early second round type of guy.
And my pro comparison was Robert Alford.
Robert Alford on Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah. But I get what you've seen on film. I get it. I just
no,
feel like
you're just a hater.
I'm just a hater. I kind of him and Khyree Jackson kind of had the same feeling for me. I had Khyree Jackson at right below him, and kind of like the same shit. Like I feel like he for sure doesn't have the speed, Khyree Jackson, but a guy that like has to hit you, has to get you. And in the NFL, it's like, dude, you're not going to be able to do this. You're going to have to bring that element to your game where you're like, okay, if I don't get hands on this guy, what's my plan B?
Yeah. And I think he can run and he can mirror and I think he can recover. That's what I liked about him.
Okay. Good on you had Max Melton at
3.
Wow. Yeah.
So now we're on to my 5 and your 5. Who's your 5?
My 5 is Cooper Dejean. Let's save him for last.
Okay.
Who's your 5?
My 5. Let me go to my list. I can't remember. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. I have DJ James at 5. And this one was very, very...
That's crazy.
This is a projection. A big fucking projection. I think he has something that no other corner really has in the top 2. He has the best agility I saw. And the best in and out of transitions I saw. Now... There's some struggles. I'm not going to lie. He's raw. He's way too aggressive at times. He can't get mossed. He's physical for his size, but I'm telling you, put this guy in the fucking nickel. He's the best nickel in the draft.
Yeah. That's funny because I had Perry Nickerson for pro comparison.
To me, he reminded me a little bit of like Asante Samuel Jr. Like, he has more raw tools. He's a better athlete. And... there's some times where you're like, damn, you're in good position. Just turn your fucking head. And he didn't do that. And it showed up like he had the game-winning touchdown against Bama, like on his head because like he didn't freaking get his head around, even though he covered the guy for like 40 seconds. And I thought he was sticking in coverage. Like, damn, you're right there. You're in good coverage. You got him in the hip. You're right there. You could break it up. Just turn your fucking head. And he didn't. Yeah. And that's what I liked about him. And I understand he's raw. Like, to me, right now, Terion Arnold is a better football player than him. I agree. This guy can be better in the NFL. That's what it came down to for me.
Yeah. Kind of shocked by that for this one, Max. he just plays too small for me.
He does play small.
He's a slot guy. And I had the same thing as you as far as something you can mold. He's not there yet. Can you see the light at the end of the tunnel? 100%. I'm just not willing to put him in my top 5. I have him as a 3 to 4 rounder. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in day 3.
To me, he's second to round 2 to 4.
Where do you think he will go? I know
round
you
2,
love him.
round 2, 3.
Really?
I wouldn't draft him in the first because he's a project. I love him, but I don't love him. I like him. I love Wiggins and Quinyon.
You want to redo your top 5?
No,
bro?
I like him. You don't have to love everybody in your top 5. Like,
I get you.
Like, there's certain guys who's just like, this is a projection. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it right now. The technique needs to be polished. He doesn't really tackle that well. But this, to me, is a guy who played outside who's really an inside guy and has the tools to be better inside. Like, sure, I might be wrong. But I'm going to go on the limb and say it, and I really want him to be good. And I think he can. Can he play outside against some receivers? Sure. Like a Stephon Diggs, who's not really known for his physicality? Sure. Mike Evans, not a good day in the office for DJ James.
Yeah. He had 10 pass deflections. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he played in man a lot. At Auburn, they're like, hey, go play fucking man. And that to me is like, yeah. They must really fucking think he's good at man if they're going to play him at fucking man. He played more man than Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
And Kool Aid.
Yeah.
So that's what I went with.
I get you. So DJ James out of Auburn, Max's number
5
guy. Okay, let's go to my guy.
Do you want to hit some like quick stuff and finish with Coop? Like,
we'll go to Coop right now, and then we'll finish up because there's a lot of guys to finish up.
Yeah, there is.
We kind of went off of the map a little bit, but I still want to go there after. My number 5 guy, Cooper Dejean. Sorry for the mess up typo. Cooper Dejean.
That was for one little nugget.
6 foot, 203 pounds, out of Iowa, cornerback.
No, good try. You're white, buddy. You didn't fool me.
All right, look. I had to rewatch Cooper Dejean a couple times. Okay.
Did you think I was gonna like him?
Yeah, honestly.
Why?
I feel like because he's white, maybe. You know?
That's
no. Honestly, this is what I have for Cooper Dejean. He's versatile. He's a great athlete.
He's white,
and I think he's white, but he is a great athlete.
He's a good athlete.
He's a really good athlete. He has a great feel. I love his back pedal. I love his decisive play. Best in zone. Can't really play man.
Oh, I wonder if that's important in the NFL.
Yeah. He has more than enough speed on tape. Breaks up passes very well. Isn't afraid to get his nose dirty. Tackles like a safety. The hips are a little stiff.
Mucho stiff.
Not really fluid with his hips. Takes a hair long to get to his top speed. So I would say his recovery speed is lacking.
And today of all days, he ran a 4.43 at his pro day. Come on, which is good. Pretty good.
And that's the last thing that I had. It was the medicals are scary because medicals are a big problem. But from the reports of it and from his pro day, seems to be good. And I feel like if everything is good with the medicals, this guy's bona fide first round pick. And worst comes to worst, if he struggles at corner,
he will struggle. He's not a corner. He's a safety. Let me just go my positives because I don't think I really did enough in the other video. He's got a great frame for a safety. He's got great height, just a great skill set. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can play some snaps at corner. You can make him do some versatile shit on defense with him. Some cool stuff. Really good tackler. Good feel in zone. Love him in zone actually. Really good ball skills. When he sees the ball and it's around him, he's probably gonna pick it off. This is where it just falls off. He can't play a fucking lick of man. Like, he couldn't play. Anytime someone runs a corner, like a stop or a hitch or a comeback, he's fucking gone. He can't play man. He really just can't do it. He's stiff. He's not a good enough athlete. He's good enough to play safety. He's not good enough to play coverage. And sure, you'd be like, oh, you're not fast enough. No, he's fast enough. He's just not quick enough because his hips are fucking tight. Everyone wins on a comeback, I wrote. loses the ball sometimes on deeper routes in man coverage. Juan said, I like him. He's a zone corner. You know who a team just won the NFL? The guys that play fucking man. Look at the fucking Eagles. We have nobody who can play man. It sucks. That's where it comes down to for me, man. Look, I just don't even see how you can even draft a fucking guy if you can't play man at cornerback. Like, in this day in the NFL, we're too creative on offense to fucking play zone every play. This isn't the Legion of Boom where we have these
Not 2016.
It ain't 2016. We have too many good quarterbacks, too many good concepts. We know how to beat fucking zone. What's going to happen, Juan, on fucking second and 2 when you have to you're like, hey, go play bump and run against fucking A.J. Brown. Do you trust him?
No. Not against A.J. Brown.
Against any good receiver. Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, I get you. But you're not drafting him to be your number 1 corner. I feel like he'll be a really good number 2. He'll be really good in zone. And maybe on a third down when you are playing man, let him play safety. Fuck it. Let him play safety. Let him be versatile. I feel like he's a good enough football player. He's great with instincts.
If you want to have him play a couple snaps a game on a tight end, sure. You can't play him against anyone shifty.
But to me, he's a football player. He's great with instincts.
Tim Tebow was a football player.
Get him on the field. Get him on the fucking field.
How about you just put him at safety and we'll call it a good day? I draft this guy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Let me put this. If he's a safety, I'll draft him in the end of the first round. If he's a corner, I draft him in the 7th.
In the 7th?
You can't play fucking man.
There's a couple of these guys that can't play man.
Like who? Who else? Who the fuck else can't play man?
As bad as him?
Yeah. Who else is as bad as man?
Probably not as bad as him.
Okay, then. You have your 5th corner as somebody who's the worst in man. Unless you plan on playing him in zone every fucking snap, it's over. What's the point?
Yeah. Who's your comp?
Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde?
At safety.
At least give him a good safety. Fuck.
You don't like Micah Hyde?
No. Micah Hyde fell off. Give him Harrison Smith.
No, like in his heyday.
Give him Harrison Smith.
No. He ain't the hitter.
Max. Come on, man.
No,
let the fucking white guys win for once at corner,
fuck
man.
The corners.
All right?
Fuck the bucket of ice.
God, man. Just let us have a white corner.
One's Mexican. He's
My goodness.
He's blowing the
I want to see the white guy win for once at corner.
They got a lot of other positions like guard and guard.
Look, man. I value what Max says, okay? I text Max. He was like, how do you feel about Dejean? I said, I like him. He's like, this dude's a fucking safety. I'm like, I try to fight it. I was fighting fucking
Did I turn you right now?
No, kind of a little bit. But I acknowledge that he definitely has man problems. And he would definitely make a really good safety. My pro comparison for him was Jimmy Ward / Khyree Jackson. End of his career.
I like Khyree Jackson as safety.
At safety, yeah.
Okay.
But I still like him. I would try him out at corner. Maybe something can happen where get him in the right scheme of things, put him in the right position on the field. You know, let the coaches do their fucking thing and let them flourish. Okay?
Would you be like scared if you got drafted to the Chiefs? Or
I don't think the Chiefs would draft him. I think they'll draft him at safety. There's only going to be a couple teams that draft him at corner.
Yeah, no, I'm saying if they drafted him as a safety, would you be like, oh shit?
Yeah, oh shit.
Yeah.
He'll probably be fucking.
Or Baltimore drafted him. He'd be like, oh, that's a Swiss. I like him. He's a Swift Army knife. Yeah. I just don't like him in man. Like he just can't do it. Sorry, I hate to say it. We are gonna hit a lot of guys quickly, right? Because there's a lot of good corners. Yeah. Like
so, I did my spill on Max Melton. I feel like I really didn't get to do Khyree Jackson. Let's talk about Khyree Jackson because he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
6'4", fucking giant.
What did we say, Juan? If this was like the Legion of Boom heyday, they're like, oh,
his first round lock.
God, 6'4", God, can you bless me, please?
My pro comparison for him was Sean Smith because
let me see who I had really quick.
he had a lot of instances.
I put Rasul Douglas.
I see that. I see Rasul.
Big ass. He's a zone corner. He can't play man either.
Yeah.
Maybe against a tight end or somebody in the lines of that, you just don't want him playing against anyone who has elite traits because he just can't run well enough. I'm sorry. Continue talking. This is your boy.
No, I mean I wouldn't call him my boy. I had fun watching him.
I did too because he's huge. He's got
yeah.
elite length. He tracks the ball well.
Yeah, great
he
ball
tackles.
skills. Yeah.
Really grabby, unfortunately.
Yeah, but once he gets his hands on you, good night. You know.
Yeah, night.
Yeah, he's gonna win. He seems like a fluid athlete.
Little stiffness because he's not great at changing direction.
I think I give him a little bit more credit. I think people are being a little bit harsh on him when it comes to that. I feel like he's a little bit smoother of an athlete that people lean on, give him shit for. Struggles with change of direction.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah. I mean, he ran a 4.5. The speed's not bad for how big he is.
I think it takes a while for him to get there, though.
He had a good 10-yard split.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good. I mean, he'll be like a nice little piece to have on your defense.
I feel like this guy would work with Mike McDonald in Seattle, maybe. You know, get a little Tariq Woolen insurance.
Yeah.
But I see Sean Smith because he definitely gets burned. But Sean Smith earned himself a fat ass contract.
And then fucking called it a day.
Yeah, with the fucking Raiders. But you might see Khyree Jackson on a Sunday near you getting burned by Brandon Cooks for a 99-yard touchdown. That's the downfall of it.
That's
very fun to watch nonetheless.
Okay.
Let's go into a guy that I feel like would I really like. And he was so close to making my list. And honestly, if I had graded Cooper Dejean as a safety and didn't include him in the corners, he would have made my list. Kamari
Lassiter,
baby. Georgia, 5'11", 186. I really like this guy. He is a poor man's Devin Witherspoon. That's what I seen. 8 pass deflections. Didn't have a pick this year, but can play zone, can play man. I feel like he can do it all. Great press, great hips to go along with it, and he is just physical, man. He gets his hands on receivers.
What's your big worry about him? His speed.
Yeah, lacks the speed.
I saw what you meant about man, and there were times where I liked him in man, but there was times where I was like, they're giving him a lot of help because they know he can't cover people deep. Yeah. He does have high IQ. He's quicker than fast. If you wanted to bump him inside, cool. I wouldn't hate you. His hips are flexible. Transitions are good. I saw him get beat deep sometimes, and he just played a little small for my liking. Yeah. He will try to tackle. He's good he breaks up the ball late. Like he'll just keep fighting. He reminded me of Trayvon Mullen at Clemson. That's who he reminded me of.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like he's falling under the radar because of the whole speed thing, and I think that's going to be a mistake by teams.
He's a early second rounder for me, like second to third round.
I have him. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes late in the first. I have him late in the first, early second round guy.
Gotcha.
He's a dog though, and I think Baltimore will be good for this kid. I think the Raiders should take a shot on him in the second round. I don't think that would be a bad idea. He came from a great secondary in Georgia. So I feel like he's high IQ because they rarely had fucking like bad miscommunications.
No,
their back end was solid.
No, yeah, he was good one. He was very good.
And I feel like he's going to fall under the radar, like I said, and someone's going to get a really good player when they draft him.
How many more guys do you have that you want to talk about?
I got
2 more main ones.
I got like 2 more guys, and then we can gloss over the other guys.
Yeah, real quick.
What'd you think about Mike
Sainristil? Oh my God, he's a fucking awesome nickel waiting.
Yes,
he's not gonna get drafted high because he's raw and he's small. And there's some plays where you're like, oh, that was so bad because he's really just learning the position. He was a receiver. He's only been in a corner for 2 years. He's slot only. Can't play anywhere else. Really quick in his back pedal. Explodes in and out of. He's got good closing speed. He's feisty. He's a nice blitzer. There's some rawness to his technique. He gets beaten because of subtlety because he just doesn't get it yet. Crappy tackler. Really grabby. But he reminded me of Brandon Boykin, like a supercharged Brandon Boykin. I loved him, man. He's a slot only guy, so it kind of limits his value in the NFL.
Yeah.
But he's he's great at what he does.
Yeah. He was fun to watch also, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys were fun. Hyper aggressive. You can't miss him on tape.
No.
And it reminded me a little bit of Jalen Petrie from Baylor.
The corner? I mean, the safety?
Yeah, the safety.
Yeah.
Like how he was just all over the place.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Like you could not.
Because he's
miss it.
fast and he's quick and he just chases people and shit.
Yeah. He needs to work on filling out in zone a little bit.
Yeah, he's raw. Yeah, he's just...
His back pedal needs some work.
His feel for the game needs some work.
And that makes sense because I did some digging and...
Don't listen to me talk, whatever you do. I already said this.
He's a former wide receiver.
He's only been a corner for 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
But one doesn't listen to me talk.
But he's a former receiver, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's only been a corner for 2 years. He's got the ball skills.
Did you say that, though?
Yeah,
the wide receiver?
Yeah, he used to be a wide receiver.
Okay.
You don't listen to me talk.
My bad. I'm doing the graphics, bro. I'm trying to make you look nice.
I want to talk about Decamerion Richardson. This guy's a fucking project.
Didn't Chris Sims have him super high?
Yeah, I had him like 5 or some shit. Like I was like, bro, you're fucking high.
And you said that your comp was
Keely Ringo
for
Decamerion
Richardson.
Yeah.
I had Eli Apple.
He's a big fucker who's fast but can't really change direction.
And it's funny, I had Armour Davis.
Yeah, Jalen Armour
and another
Davis.
guy that Chris Sims really liked.
Yeah, I mean, I liked him. I think he'd be cool to have on your team for certain matchups, like big tight ends, big receivers, like a Mike Evans and shit. But he just doesn't play man, doesn't see the man. He gets lost in coverage. He can't really stop and start. He's not bad in press. Will get physical. He's fast. Faster 40 than his game tape, for sure. He ran a 4.34, how big he is. So this is just a cool project. I just wanted to give him a shout out. I liked him. I had him at like 10. But I wouldn't draft this guy in the day 3 guy.
I had him 14.
Yeah.
I have him as a 4th round pick.
Day 3 guy. If you want traits, go for it.
Yeah. Just FYI, on the Michigan guy, my pro comp was Mike Hilton.
Oh, that's a good one. Mikey Hilton.
Yeah. Mike Hilton, dog for Cincinnati, too. What about Andrew Phillips, Kentucky?
He's okay. I didn't really like him.
I liked him. He reminded me of Ronald Darby. That's who I had. I felt like he's good in the slot, can play outside, pretty good in man coverage. His speed is in question, but I thought the film was just fine. Another guy is TJ Tampa.
He's okay from Iowa State. Yeah, I liked him.
I had him comp to Rasul Douglas.
Zone only, really?
Yeah.
Can't play man? Yeah, I could see that. I'm trying to think who else there
Josh
is.
Newton. I seen a lot of stuff on him from TCU.
Nah.
Not a big fan. He's outdated. He's another zone guy. I feel like
I thought that about Kalen King too. Like he's just not good enough to play man in the NFL, and he's slow.
A lot of the guys in this year's draft that are zone guys, I feel like they would have worked really good back in the day.
Yeah, I mean they'll have a role in the NFL for certain teams, but the teams want a man corner. So
like I had Brandon Flowers for the Josh Newton guy.
Oh, I had one of the safeties to Trey Flowers. Who was it? Cam Hart. Did you watch him?
Cam Hart, I did. He's my lowest rated guy. Out
Yeah.
of Notre Dame. I had Brandon Face on.
Yeah, that's about right for him.
Dwight Glother.
I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Arkansas. He had the highest PFF grade. That's why I gave him a shot.
Good for you.
I
didn't watch much.
I gave him a tall, poor man's Marcus Peters.
Cool.
Mike Jackson, or not Mike Jackson, Chris Abrams, Jerain from Mizzou.
Ugh.
Both of the Mizzou guys.
Didn't
and
like
this
them.
Rakestraw. I had DeAndre Baker for.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And then for the other corner, I had Mike Jackson. Who else? I think that's it.
Yeah.
Any other guys?
No, I'm good. I enjoyed it. I think it's deep. I think there's a lot to like. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of late round value. Like Decamerion, he's gonna be cool for somebody. Somebody's gonna take a risk and like probably won't work, but he'll be like cool. You know what I mean? Like if the Eagles took him in like the 5th round, cool. Good job.
Yeah. I like a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
1 through I would say about 10, I had at least a 3rd round grade on them.
Yeah, I would say all these guys are like rated between. I mean, there's a few that have like later third, but yeah.
Most definitely. All right.
Watch the draft with us April 25th.
The draft, bro. First round pick reactions. Join us live on YouTube. That's where you can find us. Follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on that bell's notification so you can get a notification when we go live. All right. And stay tuned for all the draft content that we got coming out. It's draft season. We hope you guys are enjoying the content. And I think that's about it, Max.
That's it. Peace. We'll see you soon on the next one.